Welcome back, our dear viewers. The state is witnessing real achievements and multiple national projects since President Sisi assumed responsibility, as he dedicated all the efforts of the state to advance the agricultural, industrial and societal sectors in order to achieve the optimal utilization of Egyptian resources and the greatest benefit from what Egypt possesses of its capabilities. To shed more light on the achievements in the agricultural domain, especially in Toshka and the land reclamation there, we are very much delighted to be joined over the phone by Dr. Ashraf Kamal, Professor of Agricultural Economy at the Agricultural Research Center. Good morning, Dr. Kamal.
Good morning for you.
How are you, sir? Dr. Kamal, the state is aiming to reclaim 4 million acres within a year from now. How do you see the impact of this project on the economy and the investment?
Really, we are looking forward to realizing the aim of cultivating 4 million fiddles by the next year.
Yeah.
That performance will have very positive impacts on the whole economic and for agricultural development especially. That performance will lead to increase the quantity of strategic crops to be cultivated, especially wheat and oil crops and so, and that will lead to increasing the self-sufficiency of those crops for citizens and to realize food security for all citizens. That those projects will lead to improve the position of the balance of payment. The economists will search for a source to improve the balance of payment. They wouldn't find better than the agriculture sector to improve that position. Either from the point of view of import substitution or from the point of view of export expanding, which means a story, a success story that year by $7.5 billion, either from fresh products or from processed food.
Indeed. Also, President Sisi actually has stressed on the importance of offering shares on the stock exchange for the participation of citizens and youth. What is the significance of such a position from the President?
The process of sharing of the exchange of shares in the stock market have positive impacts, as it will widen the baseline of processing capital for all citizens and for your category especially, and it will lead to improved transparency at that process will lead to some conditions, loyal and economic conditions to make that process. So it finally will lead to improve the national economic indicators.
Yeah. Doctor, also the importance of the Toshka land reclamation for Egypt from your point of view, why it is quite significant?
The industrial baseline is of great importance in that area because it leads to comprehensive development concept.
Yeah.
The comprehensive development concept includes agriculture in addition to industrial baseline, in addition to commercial baseline, many economic activities in that area.
Yes, indeed. Sir, as you have kindly mentioned, there are many complementary industries and factories to serve the crops grown in Toshka, such as wood and packaging factories, which increases the investment opportunities. How do you see this? What's your take on these factories and these production in particular, and what more crops we could actually benefit from in the industry?
Toshka project is considered one of the largest projects. Actually, the project includes various activities. I will. There is an example: the date factory to prepare packing and wrapping date from the area cultivated, and there is a factory to produce wood from the date palm waste, and that factories will offer many opportunities to investment for many kind of investors, and from the cultivation process itself, there will be many variation of investors, small investors, large investors, medium investors, and in addition to the graduates.
Indeed. Sir, also the President said that he is urging for the integration of the efforts by the state bodies concerned to reclaim more lands under the Toshka project and to develop irrigation system to meet the growing agricultural needs. How do you see this, and how do you see the necessity to increase the land reclaimed in Toshka?
That is very important and very vital area. There is the irrigation problem is very important, and the government pay it great attention through rationalizing the irrigation ways, and through progressing the irrigation system by new methods of irrigation, and it have great progress in that area.
Yes, indeed, sir. Also, Dr. Kamal, how do these projects create actually many job opportunities and investment opportunities from your point of view?
Many opportunities for workers in that area. Toshka project have 2,500 workers directly, and additional indirect workers and seasonal worker. It helps in solving the problem of unemployment.
Sir, also the President confirmed that the achievement of the Toshka region is actually behind the great effort by the Egyptians working on this national project, noting that it is intended to cultivate 4 million acres within a period of a time not exceeding a year from now. How that could be of great benefit to Egypt and its industry and agriculture sectors?
It helps in improving the self-sufficiency of the major crops, and in realizing food security for all citizens. That is, besides the pillar of horizontal and vertical expansion, that will lead to the increasing agricultural production. Egypt has high production stage in that area.
Indeed. Sir, on a wider scale, not only in Toshka, how do you assess the land reclamation in Egypt, and what more do we need to increase the agricultural industry in the country?
Agricultural development is a vital area for development, and agricultural development have a very concentrate from the government through the latest years. We have improved agricultural and have a great development in that area.
To what extent, sir, the increase of the land reclamation and the increase in particular crops could actually increase the industry of agriculture and also increase the investment in Egypt? How that circle actually could be of benefit to the Egyptian economy and investment?
Land reclamation is very important, and we aim to increase the occupied area from only 5% to 25%, and to make a settlement process for the new population from the overcrowded governorates to the desert governorates.
Yeah. Dr. Kamal, as an expert, what are the most important crops that we are cultivating now with great quality that could help us in the field of agricultural industry, and what more do we expect to witness in the coming phase?
The main crops includes wheat is a strategic crop in Egypt, with very efforts in that area. And date palm in Toshka especially, and maize and potatoes and tomatoes and medical and aromatic crops and oil seed crops, which have very position in the crisis, in the food crisis, the latest food crisis, and very important. So the government aim to raising the area of oil crops, especially in the future.
Indeed, sir. Also, if we are talking about the Egyptian export from our crops and from the agricultural land, what are the most important crops that Egypt is exporting, and do we believe that we are going to witness with more land reclaimed to increase these exports to the whole world?
The main crops are wheat and maize and potatoes and tomatoes and medical crops. That crops represents a part of the strategy of 2030 in Egypt.
Indeed. Dr. Ashraf Kamal, Professor of Agricultural Economy at the Agricultural Research Center, thank you so much for being with us and for your precious input. Our dear viewers will go to a short break, and after that we'll be back to continue our segments in the breakfast show, so stay tuned.